This reading is for someone who's in no contact with a person who swore they needed space, but now their energy is all over you again and you can feel it. Let's start off taking a look at their current energy. With the Two of Wands, your person is in this really conflicted space where they're looking ahead at the future, trying to make decisions, but everything they see leads back to you. There's this restless pacing energy, like they keep replaying conversations, imagining what would happen if they reached out to you, but then talking themselves out of it. They're trying to be strategic, but honestly, they're stalling. What they pretend they feel, they're giving off this vibe of, I'm fine, I'm focused, I'm moving on, I don't need anyone. But underneath that, their mind is racing with this Knight of Swords. There's frustration, impulsiveness, and this urge to break the silence, like they want to charge in and say something half-formed just to get your attention again. They're acting detached, but their thoughts are anything but calm. Now what they actually feel with the Moon, behind the mask, they are overwhelmed. There's fear, anxiety, and a lot of emotions they don't know how to name. They don't trust themselves to speak clearly because they're terrified of revealing too much and being vulnerable with you. This person has a massive issue with vulnerability. They're hiding confusion, longing, guilt, all mixed up. They're drowning in the what ifs. What they regret the most, we've got the Six of Pentacles. They regret not giving as much as they received in this connection. There's this realization now that you were the stable one, the giving one, the one who actually tried. They know they breadcrumbed, held back, or expected you to carry the emotional load here. Now they're facing what they lost because of that imbalance, because this was not an equal give and take. Next, we've got their biggest fear, King of Swords. Their fear is being vulnerable, ultimately. We've already covered that. Like, they think that if they open up, they will lose control. They're terrified of being wrong, terrified of apologizing, terrified of admitting they actually care. So instead, they detach, they intellectualize, and they pretend nothing gets to them, but it does. It really does. Why they haven't reached out, we have the Magician. Because they're trying to manifest the perfect moment, they want to come in looking composed, confident, and changed. They're trying to control the situation energetically before taking physical action. So this could be watching you, thinking about you, imagining scenarios. Meanwhile, nothing is actually happening because they're stuck in planning mode. What happens if nothing changes? They stay quiet. Four of Swords, they freeze. They pull back into themselves, telling themselves they need more time or more clarity, when really they're just avoiding accountability here. Silence is going to stay until someone breaks the cycle. The connection itself is still alive. It's very strong and it is mutual with the Queen of Pentacles and the Lovers here. There is a real bond here, something that could be stable and supportive and grounded, but it's going to require two things. First, they have to choose love instead of fear. And second, you have to stay in your power and not shrink yourself for them. So if nothing changes, the connection doesn't die, but it also doesn't progress. It sits in this limbo where the potential is huge, but the action is missing. So your person is pretending they're fine, but they're not. They feel more than they admit. They regret more than they show, and they want to return more than they're willing to say. But unless they choose vulnerability, you're left holding the emotional grounding of this connection. The bond is real, it's just waiting on courage.